What's up, everybody? Welcome to 3D Rivals, your first line of defense against stupid movies. My name is DJ, and as always, I'm joined by my co-host, my sister, Denise. Hello, Denise. And my brother, Derek.
What's up?
And our friend, Dan.
He says hi.
All right.
He says hi.
Dan's currently choking. We're not going to save him. All right, so we are going to talk about Spider-Man 2, Sam Raimi's Spider-Man 2, starring Tobey Maguire, Kirsten Dunst, and James Franco, and Philip Molina. And
Alfred Molina.
Alfred Molina. Man, I was close. I was close.
You were not.
Philip? Alfred and Philip. It's not close. We're in the middle of the alphabet.
Take it as close. Take it as close. Okay. All right. So, Spider-Man 2. So I remember really liking this movie. I watched it a bunch of times. And a lot of people feel like it's better than the first Spider-Man, which is not always said about a sequel movie. And I think it was interesting still watching this. There's a lot of parts in it that I now have problems with, like certain relationships, certain plots. But all in all, it's one of the early 2000 Spider-Man movies. You know, it's got the camp.
It does. I agree. Like, I remember really liking this movie. It's been a while since I've seen it.
Mm-hmm.
And as I was watching it, I was like, there's some issues with this movie. So much so I had to start writing.
I see.
See, we are watching with critical mindsets now. That's the problem. We shouldn't start this
podcast.
I
think that is the problem. Because when we first saw it, this was the only Spider-Man we had, for one thing. It was probably this was like more so the beginning of when we started seeing live action superheroes on the screen.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
so,
Spider-Man and X-Men.
Yeah, so like everything we were seeing was kind of like, you know, groundbreaking, mind-blowing, and, you know, blah, blah, blah. So we were kind of just accepting anything, I guess.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think that takes really anything away from the movie. I still like the movie. But
I'm sorry, I don't think it takes away. I just feel like I didn't like it as much as I remember liking it.
Mm-hmm.
And a lot of people put this movie above the first one.
Mm-hmm.
I would say I like the first one better than this one.
In a way, I do. I like aspects of this movie better than the first one, but I would agree. Now watching it, I think I like the first one better.
Okay.
This movie starts off a lot slower than I remember. Even though I watched it a ton of times, like watching this time, I was like, this starts off pretty slow. You don't really, I know he is Spider-Man delivering pizza, but that's not Spider-Man action in my mind. So you don't really get a lot of Spider-Man action until a while into the movie.
Well, you know, we spend 30 minutes of him crying over MJ for some reason. Then you got him like, I guess you have to show like the Peter struggles or whatever, right? He's a pizza delivery guy. He sucks at that job. He can't get no money from Jameson because he doesn't want to do Spider-Man pictures anymore. Which, by the way, I'm thinking Peter's just bad at his job. Because if he was good at taking other photos, you know, maybe Jameson might do it. Like, obviously, Spider-Man. One, by the way, how are you getting those pictures? It don't make no sense. That's not a selfie angle. But anyway.
No, he webs a camera up. And then it takes pictures on the timer.
He puts it on the timer.
If he's webbing the camera up, then how is he pressing the button? This is 2004. You physically got to press the button.
Oh,
timer.
A physical timer.
Yeah, but then you got to have then there's a blur.
Yeah, because you have to make sure you know the
There's
time.
a motion blur.
Yeah.
Yeah, true that.
See, I'm telling you, it doesn't make sense.
The camera was ahead of his time.
Obviously, it's ahead of our time.
Nobody's questioning these angles, though. Like, how are you getting these such great angles of Spider-Man?
These pictures, and then it's like he's no Spider-Man, so Spider-Man is posing, but if Spider-Man is swinging between the buildings, how are you taking these pictures?
How are you up there? How do you know he's going to be there?
Yeah,
when did he set that camera up?
Exactly.
Yeah. You set it up knowing that he was going to swing by this way.
And then if Spider-Man says, "I'm going to swing by at this building," set it up. Like, which building or which window are you hiding out of?
Right. A lot of questions here that need to be answered.
No one asks the questions. Also, this is why most people should know he's Spider-Man. Like, I mean, the people close to
Obvious.
him. I think we mentioned that in the first movie, but the people closest to him should figure this out. Like, bruh, okay.
Like Spider-Man always shows up where he's at.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Like in this movie at the bank, when
Yeah.
he leaves Aunt May. First of all, he left Aunt May, and
Yeah.
then I think
Which-
she did find out then, but
Yeah, she clearly knows. But here's my thing, Peter. I get you got to run away and be Spider-Man. You might want to get your aunt to safety
Yeah,
first.
out of the way first.
Yeah.
Yeah, you grab her and make sure she's sitting away. You just ran away.
Mhm.
If I was Aunt May, I'm like, bruh, nah, we done.
Like, really, dog?
Like,
Yeah,
really?
you ain't my nephew no more.
You got me kidnapped and everything, falling off of buildings.
I'm elderly.
Good job. Like, think about it. You ran away to be Spider-Man, and then you sucked at protecting the one person you were supposed to protect.
that's true.
Do that.
I'm
you
going
know.
to talk about that scene a little bit. I'm going to start at the beginning of the movie. So we talked about how we had to see how much Peter's life sucked, and I know it's okay because this movie is campy, but I'm like, it's so over the top how bad his life is. Like, I guess
Yeah.
Andrew Garfield
Laid
didn't
on
really have
rent.
the whole Peter life suck thing. He didn't.
No, his
No,
was
he
more
didn't.
about being like
A loser?
yeah, I was gonna say a lame-o in school.
Lame-o.
But I mean, that's basically how they portrayed it, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
And then neither did Tom Holland until now, right? Like,
Right.
he-
Yeah.
Mhm.
Tom Holland was
Tom
just
Holland's life
more-
was pretty dope. If you.
Yeah, his life was fine. He was
Yeah.
in like little special science school.
Mhm.
yeah.
He had his little bully, but everyone got a bully, so it's fine.
Yeah.
So
He
we
got Mary
did
Jane.
get that, but it was definitely over the top. I'm like, bro is down, bending down, picking up his stuff, and everybody's hitting him in the head with the bag. Like, come on.
Yeah.
Oh, like,
What school is this? Like, no one in college act like that because we ain't got time for that nonsense.
no.
You know, that's like pure jerkiness.
Yeah.
He was late on his homework.
Which, by the way, not realistic. You could not be that late and your professor be like, okay, whenever you get ready
But
to.
yeah, no, you done, bruh. That's
Yeah,
it.
just- That's it. Like, the paper was due on Thursday.
Do that.
Yeah, he's like, your
Oh.
grades are slipping. I'm like, how does this professor know about his other grades? What do you mean my grades are
Exactly.
slipping? Is he his counselor?
They
Maybe
talking to
he
teachers'
is.
lounge.
But it's not like there's progress reports in the
But
college.
this is like college, though.
Oh yeah, true that.
Yeah.
That is true.
He is not talking to them other professors.
You don't think so?
Nope. And you teach
Some
your
next
class
level
and you
things
dip.
going on at that college.
Unless
Right.
you've got like labs and stuff that you do, because you know. But
Yeah,
I-
because even if he had a scholarship, the scholarship don't know until after the semester whether or not you still qualify.
True.
Oh,
Yeah.
See, I wouldn't know how that works. I never had a scholarship.
Yeah. So I just
They paid me to stay out of college. Like, go somewhere else.
But it's the same story, in which I think is an appropriate story for Spider-Man, is because his struggle trying to balance being Peter Parker and Spider-Man. That's what we got in the latest Spider-Man movie with No Way Home, which why everyone was finally happy with that iteration of Spider-Man, because he didn't really have to deal with it. But this is classic Spider-Man, right? He can't handle doing both. Being Spider-Man ruins his life. And that's the key to that story, which is cool. And then we get
And
go ahead.
that was the part of the issue, right? Like, he can't get what he wants as Spider-Man. So eventually, what was it? The stress or something that caused him to lose his powers?
I guess
Or was it-
I think it's self-doubt, stress, like it,
yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Because this Spider-Man, like everything, like when the spider bit him, everything Spider-Man came from that spider. Like, there's nothing that he had to develop himself.
Right.
Like when it came to Spider-Man, besides the costume, the web
Mhm.
comes out of him. He can crawl walls because he was bit by a spider. The spider senses and everything, all that came from being bit by a spider. So when, like you brought up the self-doubt or whatever thing, so once that came into play, that's when the powers started to fail, right?
Yeah.
yeah. Well, one thing, Peter, like the first time my webs stopped working,
You're not swinging anymore.
I'm not gonna be swinging until I figure this out, because he, like, later in the movie he's just swinging and he's like, oh no,
He
and then I fall.
falls from above the buildings, clearly above the buildings,
Yeah.
and he fell.
Yeah. Which makes me think that maybe his power wasn't really gone and maybe it was just all in his head because
He should be
fell.
dead.
Yeah, or something broken
He
at
should be-
Yeah,
least.
I don't
he
think
wasn't
I don't think his powers was really gone until he needed his glasses again. That's when it was like, okay, he doesn't have his powers anymore.
Okay, so in that case, he's dead.
Yeah.
Still.
Yeah.
I would think so.
Yeah. And then if I'm gonna test if I have my powers back, maybe do something small scale.
Yeah.
Oh, you talking about when he jumped off the building? I was like,
Jumped off
yeah, he definitely died there. That right there, he's dead.
He's dead. Like, if I'm gonna test if I can fly, I'm not about to jump off my house.
Yeah, probably.
No, man,
I'm
you
like,
stand on the last stair that's 2 inches off the ground, and I'm gonna see if I can float above it.
No, you just stand on the ground and see if you can take off. That's how you see if you can fly.
Right, you jump and see if you keep
like,
going.
can I
Yeah,
take off?
keep going.
If I can't take off, then I'm not about to jump off for anything.
You ever have a dream that you can fly?
No.
Yes.
Okay, I have.
No, I haven't had that one.
And like this one time, it was like really scary because like I'm flying, and of course you're flying, so you're like, I'm gonna go really high, and then I'm like, but what if I just lose my power right now and fall like Spider-Man and fall to my death because now I can't fly while I'm in the air. See, this is why you don't do
True,
these things.
yeah.
So I think flying powers are cool, but I probably wouldn't do it. Now I'm like, that seems like a bad idea.
I mean, that's how it was Superman, because obviously if Superman falls from the sky,
Well,
he'll be
yeah,
fine.
he's fine.
Well, yeah.
He's
But, I
Superman.
mean, if
Yeah.
you're like the worm or something, you're not strong. You can
Falcon.
just fly.
Yeah, you can still be broken.
Just the Falcon.
Yeah, oh yeah, Falcon definitely, because he has no superpowers. He's dependent on that suit, so
Yeah, how does he
I wouldn't try
breathe?
anything
I don't
about
know.
that. I wouldn't even be an Avenger if I was Falcon.
See,
Honestly.
that's where you're using logic. You're right. He shouldn't be able to breathe, but he does. So
True that.
Yeah. All right.
We're thinking too much.
Absolutely. So, okay. Yeah, so Peter life sucks. He can't pay his rent, which also Rent Guy is one of the best characters in the movie. Yeah.
Rent.
Rent. It was like, I have eyes.
And was that was his daughter, right? The little skinny chick.
Yeah,
that was his daughter.
The daughter.
Yeah.
What do you say? Have ears like a cat and eyes like a rodent.
Like a rodent.
Like, bro, I don't know if it's not right.
Like, all I have is this $20. Thanks.
Since
Yeah,
his
a
work,
week.
every time Peter walked past that door, rent.
Rent.
Which, by the way, Peter, you can get in the building without people seeing you. Why are you
can.
past the door?
Yes.
That's
He could just
true, he
climb
can
up the
climb
side of the
out.
building and go
Yeah.
into the
I
window.
always wondered
That is
this
true.
about Spider-Man.
Because he jumps out of the window when he's Spider-Man.
Mhm.
I always wondered this
Yeah,
about
it'd be weird
Spider-Man.
if you just walked out the front door while you're a Spider-Man.
Yeah.
How do
That'd
they
be
not know if he's jumping out of a building window? Someone has to see Spider-Man leaving an apartment building.
I would think so.
It's true. I mean, he lives in Manhattan.
But it's like when Tom Holland was on that bus and he said, I need you to create a distraction. And he
Right.
jumped off the bus.
Yeah.
He didn't distract the people on the street.
Yeah,
Yeah.
the
He distracted people on the bus.
saw a kid leave.
Yeah, saw everything. So, I
Maybe
mean,
they were
you know,
looking at the spaceship too. That's plausible.
Maybe they were relying on people in New York being nonchalant about crazy stuff.
Maybe.
But
a lot of stuff do
But
happen.
Yeah,
Well,
that's
it's
stuff to
kinda-
overlook.
It's kind of like the doctor Peter talked to in this movie, because he said, "Oh, I had a dream that I'm Spider-Man," and the doctor's like, "So you're Spider-Man?" Like, he's like, "No, it's a dream." The doctor's like,
No, it's a
"Okay,
dream.
Okay,
okay.
Yeah.
okay.
Okay.
So I think they do find out, and they just don't care.
I mean, well, this is the movie where all them people on the train found out they
Which,
was
by the
Spider-Man.
way, all of them people, they're not keeping that
Yeah,
secret.
everybody on
Yeah.
that train is telling somebody.
They're like,
They
"Oh,
are
it's
not.
okay. Yeah, I'm about to tell my wife. I just saw who Spider-Man was."
Like it's New York. Come on, everybody
He's
telling
a-
somebody.
Yeah, like that's a grown man.
Like,
Grown
it's a
man,
30-year-old
everybody was
man.
grabbing his pecs and stuff like that. I'm like, come on,
Just a kid.
y'all groping this guy. Just a kid, oh,
It's a
a
harassment.
strong kid.
All right.
Like, come on now.
So let's talk about the creation of Dr. Octopus then.
Mhm.
All right. First of all, this is a stupid idea.
Yes.
It is.
So he's
Wait,
trying to
we
do
talking about the
The
fission.
sun thing?
arms and the sun thing.
Yeah, he's trying
Oh,
to do
okay.
fission. Like, that's a dumb idea, especially when your great idea is the mechanical arm.
Is he doing
Yeah, that-
fission
I
or
think
fusion?
that was
He's
cool.
doing fusion.
Fusion.
Fusion,
Is it
because that's
fusion?
what we
I thought it
can't
was
do. We
fission.
do fission already. That's the nuclear power plant.
Yes.
Okay, yeah,
yes.
so fusion.
Fusion.
So he's trying to do fusion. which, okay, we are trying to do, but this is a dumb way. You're like trying to create a star on the planet? What's wrong with you?
And he's like, the power of the sun. And I'm like, should you be standing next to it?
Yeah, I'm like, oh, it's okay. Like, bruh, I don't think you get this approved. No one wants you to make a star on Earth.
Well, they for like unlimited energy and all of that.
Yeah,
And
yeah,
I'm
okay.
like,
But we don't have nothing to contain it. And that's what the issue was.
well, that in your mechanical arms is what you should have been advertising.
Yeah, because the mechanical arms was like, I can see numerous applications for that.
A lot of applications, however, I would never put those on.
Well, no. That and my question was, why did they need AI? Right? He's saying he
That is
fused
a
it
good
with
question.
his body so that he can control them with his mind. Why did they have to have AI? He's like, I have
guess
the
it's
inhibitor
so
chip.
it can respond quicker than he can to like the things. But
Yeah,
also,
but we're
this is a
talking-
dumb idea anyway. So besides the fact it's stupid to build a star and it's stupid to have AI connected to your brain, although I don't think a computer can take over your brain, but whatever.
Really? Come on.
It's a comic book.
It's a comic book, yeah.
It's stupid that your idea was to use these to hold back the reaction. What do you mean? So are you going to need to stand there for the rest of your life pushing down little star things? Like, what in the world?
Well, what I don't understand is why would you the first time you use this thing is a demonstration with all of your, donors and all of that. You didn't test this first.
Right.
You didn't run a model first. You don't do anything without testing that it works first.
Right.
Also,
There's
something
always a
seems
test.
wrong in your mathematics because before you did this, you would have to know that this thing is going to grow exponentially because it seems like it's just going to keep growing until it succumbs the planet. So,
Right.
like, I feel like you missed a step. Like,
You missed a few steps.
Mm-hmm.
It's unlimited power, right?
Yeah.
Basically.
Yeah, well, it is.
So,
It will
I mean,
be. It'll throw off the
'cause
orbit
it's
of the
supposed to continue
entire solar system.
Yeah, so where do you
Yeah.
calculate it's going to stop growing? It's unlimited power.
But my thing is,
Where's-
where are you going to put it?
Right.
Yeah, true. Where are you going to store that?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, like so. Let's say it worked. Okay, now we have this thing. What are we going to do with this thing?
Don't we already have a star
True.
with unlimited energy?
Yes.
Oh,
Mm-hmm.
we should just use that.
That's not enough. It's not good enough.
But it's not on Earth.
It's not on Earth.
Yeah,
It's
for a reason.
billions of miles away.
Exactly where it needs to be.
So it's not a great plan. I don't understand why you gather 30 people in your little pier house hut thing. And like you're gonna turn it on for the first time in front of all of these people. Just didn't make any sense. And it's like, oh, it's great. And then it starts blowing up. And then I'm just sorry, any scientist would be like, okay, we gotta turn this off. It's not working.
No, I can contain it. Like, no, bruh. No.
It's like it's just a little unstable.
No, that was a lot unstable.
Well, why are we still like turn it off and fix
Right.
it?
And I'm like, it's starting to suck in the room. And he's just like, I can contain it.
Well, he's a mad scientist, right?
Even now,
He
Kind of is.
Well, now he
But
is.
when their inventions start failing, they're like, "No, it's all right. I got this. We can't destroy it. We can't do this, or else life's work gone down the drain."
But
blah,
it's
blah, blah.
not though. You turn it off and you relook at your numbers.
Yeah, but it's hard to tell him that.
But I'm like, that's just how science.
Right. Because
works.
he even said, like, Peter Parker was wrong with my calculations. I know my calculations were correct.
Okay, first of all, one, as a scientist or as anyone who's doing anything, someone gotta back check your work.
I was
Yeah.
going to say, this wasn't peer reviewed, was it?
Probably should.
No, that's
No.
what I'm saying. Like, who is your QC reviewer?
He was his wife.
Well, she's dead.
She's
Yeah,
like,
she
Wasn't
did.
she a philosopher or
She's a
something?
major.
Like,
Yeah, she was
Was
an
she?
English major.
Oh wow!
I don't think she
How'd
should
your
be
job
peer
be?
reviewing anything.
In the cafeteria.
So just all of it just didn't make any sense.
Yeah, she died horribly.
Yeah, the glass with the glass.
I'm
Like
going to
glass,
say,
her face
in
open or something?
2023, that seems still pretty awesome. I mean, it's sad that she died, but it was
Wow.
awesomely shot.
Wow, DJ.
Awesomely shot. Yeah,
Yeah,
I give you that.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, because like showing her on the glass.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's dope.
Yeah, that was pretty solid. I give him that.
So he got his wife killed, and then he
Mhm.
got electrocuted by the star, I guess.
Something.
No, he got electrocuted by something else.
No, it hit the arms that he stabbed into his back. Isn't there a better way to do this? Goodness gracious.
Fusing with his spine.
I think we established this whole thing. There was a better way to do it.
All right. So yeah, it fused with his spine, and so this is how we get Doc Ock, and then you get the Sam Raimi horror scene, and with him.
Yeah, that scene was creepy though.
Yeah.
It was
What?
scene.
What
The
was it?
Still a good
hospital
scene.
scene?
The hospital
Oh,
scene.
when he was knocked out, but the arms weren't.
Yeah.
Yeah,
No, it
that
was a good
scene.
scene, but it was creepy.
Yeah, I
I'm
think that was a good
surprised
scene.
Colton wasn't afraid by it. My son watched it.
Oh wow, he watched through it.
No, he
What-
started.
the part
he started
that
doing
gets-
other thing. He didn't watch through the movie, but he did see that scene.
Oh. The part that gets me every time with that scene is the fingernails. I like,
Oh.
dude, she has no fingers.
Oh yes, yeah,
Yes.
yeah.
It's because it's like, like the sound of like fingernails
Fingers,
against
yeah,
cardboard.
yeah.
Yeah, it's just even seeing that makes me cringe because I'm
Yeah.
like,
Apparently,
I
they
can
put like a
imagine
what
wax
that would sound
covering
like,
over
yeah.
the floor so that it
Yeah,
like,
they use
fills
wax.
up.
Yeah,
okay.
yeah.
Well, you thought the
My thing
actress
is-
actually did.
No, not
but, like,
that.
even-
It's just
even if not-
even seeing
Yeah,
it,
even what they were trying to portray,
it
it's
makes
like,
me cringe.
mm. Yeah, she has no fingernails. Yeah, no way.
Yeah, I mean that was a cool.
I
Scene,
think they were
though.
just trying to like portray her determination to not be dragged away.
Yeah,
Like, okay, I get that.
yeah.
I mean, I guess
But-
it's right. If I'm fighting for my life,
Yeah, I mean, I'm
Yeah.
putting
I'm
my fingers in.
I'm okay with losing a fingernail. I'm trying to save my life. I'm cool with
Yeah.
that.
Yeah, and then with the chainsaw and
Oh.
all the arms.
They were like, what you doing, dog?
My dude was just over there like,
Got jacked up.
Oh my goodness, the way the scene started though. Anybody ever take shop class?
there
And
was a
then they all
lot of one-liners like that.
Yeah, but you know what? They worked. They worked.
Yeah,
Well,
the
at least that
elevator
was-
scene, Spider-Man in the elevator scene, that was funny.
Oh yeah, when he lost his power.
It looks
you know,
uncomfortable. Yeah, it's like it looks uncomfortable. Yeah.
Rides up in the crowd. Too. But I imagine it would. I mean, it's quite tight. But anyway.
I mean, I guess
but-
you would need to have a tight suit if you're going to be swinging and stuff. So
Yeah, all that air resistance and wind resistance and whatnot.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Reveal your skin and whatever.
not
But,
all superheroes need it. Like, I guess Batman does. I guess.
Batman does.
Yeah.
They all do, right? There's a reason why they're wearing skin tight stuff.
Yeah.
That's true.
Tights.
Yeah, I couldn't
mean,
think of that Falcon. There we go. We're gonna stick with talking about Falcon. Yeah.
We just picking on Falcon.
I mean, he does in the comics. He does. He doesn't in the movies. But yeah, you don't need it.
There's a lot of problems with that, but you know. But either way, the scene with the arms, I think it was good because it was showing us how the arms, like, kind of were taking over. Because Doc was completely unconscious through all of this. You know what I mean? But it was showing because I think the inhibitor chip got destroyed
Yeah.
when
When he got,
initially.
Yeah.
when he got hit with
Yeah.
the
Yeah.
power spike, electricity, whatever.
Yeah, so that got destroyed. So now this is like kind of just telling us or showing us that the arms have a mind of their own and they're really taking over his mind, like they're controlling him basically. Even though before he said the inhibitor chip keeps them from controlling him, since the inhibitor chip is gone, now they are controlling him.
Yes.
So in that scene, kind of showed what they
Yes.
could do.
One thing I
Why it was-
appreciate we always mention is the arms are mostly practical, which I think works really
Yes.
well, which helps it stand up, even
Yeah.
20 years later.
It
Mm,
does because the scenes that are all just CGI, like, is an improvement over the first movie.
Still bad.
And back in the day, I'm sure it looked great. Now, it's not the worst thing I've ever seen, but it's far from great.
When he's running away
Yeah.
with Mary Jane, I was like, oof.
Yeah. So, yeah, it's always good to have a good mixture of practical and CGI because it helps your movie age, which is why Jurassic Park still looks great. Except for that
True.
one scene where it's clearly just all green screen in the beginning when they first see
Oh.
the first dinosaurs.
With the
Yeah,
the
with the
swelling
long necks.
music.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it looks like a fuzzy TV now, but everything else looks great.
Okay.
Everything has to age eventually.
So after this, it's when I began to realize, or at least it feels like to me, the Dr. Octopus story seems like the B plot in this movie until the third act. The movie is definitely about Peter and Mary Jane's relationship and him and his powers. Like it's not about Doc Ock. He does not have any, like, besides this, at this point he's done with his character growth. That's it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I agree. And that's unfortunate. Not because that's the direction they took the movie in, because I do not care about this relationship between Peter and MJ.
No.
Like, I find them annoying. So that fact that we're now spending all of this time with them, it's very blah to me. Because I'd like Alfred Molina as Dr.
Octopus.
Yeah. I don't like I drew a blank. I'm sorry.
It's Doctor something.
And it's like we're focusing on Peter and his issues, and I'm just like, you're a whiny man. I don't care for it. MJ's an awful person. I don't care for her, and you guys should not be together.
Okay. Do you think that maybe they were? I think they overkilled it with the, Peter and MJ's relationship. But maybe it was like saying, he got this relationship issues going on, and Doc Ock should be his main concern because he is Spider-Man. But he's got this, this alter life deal going on with MJ, and he's more so focused on that and stressing about that and losing his powers when this is the time when he needs them the most.
You're absolutely
that's
right.
a really good point.
That is what they were trying to do. I just felt like they just took it so extreme, where it's like, now I dislike these characters. You're right. That is what it was about, right? That's a very good point. But it's like, Peter, seriously, take hold of one part of your life and handle it.
Yeah.
People do this every day.
Right.
So do something.
Yeah, because this is the, great power, great responsibility deal. Okay, you have the power, you got the responsibility to take care of this, the villains. Like, this is what you're supposed to be focused on, not your, you know what I mean?
Like, I think Peter was bad at his photography job. Because when Jameson said, go to this gala and shoot that, did you see Peter take any relevant pictures?
No.
I'm like, you suck at your job. That's why you ain't got no money. You suck at your stupid piece of man job.
Consumed with something else.
Yeah. So I get, and it wouldn't be so bad. It's like, okay, if this is what we're going to focus on, hey, this is Spider-Man struggles or whatever. I just didn't like the way it was presented in the movie.
My problem was, and it's weird to say this, the relationship's not believable. And I'm going to point something out. Mary Jane is mad at Peter because he hasn't seen her show, right? She's like, Harry's seen it, my fiance's seen it, Aunt May's seen it. And then she says, but my best friend. And I was like, no, I accepted that when I was younger. But now I'm like, what do you mean your best friend? Since when was Peter your best friend? In the first movie, you were dating Harry Osborn.
Yeah.
Right? You didn't tell Peter you liked him until the end of the movie and he rejected you. So at what point was Peter Parker Mary Jane's best friend where she should be mad at him for not seeing her show?
Yeah, they never established that best friend relationship, because if you say, like, my best friend, then you expect something how in the recent Spider-Man movies, that relationship between him and MJ, those are people who are friends.
Yeah.
This in here, nothing in the first movie that you guys did made me believe that you guys hang out all the time. Right? Like, this is the person I go to for advice. We go to the movies. We just chill and do nothing and have a good time. Nothing you showed in that first movie proves that he's your best friend.
Right.
And then now you're like, you're my best friend and you haven't come to my play, blah, say, blah. I'm like, is he a... Because I just saw you do anything friendly with each other.
Yeah.
Or towards each other.
And
I definitely did overlook that when I first saw this movie.
Yeah. That and Peter. I mean, plays are every night.
Yeah.
Not one night could you go see a play.
Something always comes up.
Just not one night.
I also feel that.
I mean,
dude, just open your mouth. What's with the
all of his problems?
I missed your play because it's just so much going.
That's what I'm like. I don't
know what to say. This is like Just tell her, like, hey, I'm working 3 jobs
Yeah, right.
to afford this small apartment in Manhattan right now.
Right.
Like, girl, your play is the last thing I'm worried
But
about.
see, that's what I'm saying. When I said like I don't care for him, it's just like if you open your mouth and just say anything, like this whole thing with Harry, like for 2 years you let Harry dog you and blah blah blah, Spider-Man, blah blah blah. Like you tell him you could not have came up with a single thing to say to diffuse this situation in 2 years.
Right.
Yeah, he was very like wimpy in that.
That's what I'm saying.
department.
Like I don't
no
care
backbone
for
for real.
Yeah.
it.
Also-
Any situation.
The
Also,
voicemail.
Yeah. Go ahead, Darren.
with like, okay, maybe you could have seen her play once. Like, as a superhero, do we need to respond to every siren we hear?
No.
No.
And
You don't, because like sometimes like they're just going, like the ambulance will put its sirens on to respond to a call, but it's not like a life or death situation. And then Spider-Man's not going to an ambulance call. When I needed to call an ambulance to the hospital, I don't need Spider-Man to show up. So why is he like, oh, there's sirens, I need to go? Like,
But
no, you
yeah,
don't.
I think that's part of him knowing like where he's needed. Like he's a superhero. You respond when there are super villains present.
Exactly.
Like
Yeah.
you don't really need to respond when they're like thieves or something going. The police can handle that.
Exactly. Like you don't need to catch the newspaper thief.
Yeah.
It's not important.
Yeah, the police can take care of that.
You're in Manhattan. There's always something.
There's
jumping
always
off in
something
Manhattan.
jumping
All
off.
the
Yeah.
time.
And you can't be everywhere
But
at
all
once.
of it isn't major crimes.
Mhm.
So, you know,
like when he
Let the deli get robbed. It's fine.
Yeah, like Dr. Octopus is your major villain. If you don't respond one night, then New York City is just New York City for the night. Period.
when
He reasoned that way when he didn't have his powers.
Yeah, right. You saw somebody getting beat up in the alley. Like,
That scene was hilarious.
I'm like, bro, actually, at that point, call 911, though? I
Yeah,
was like,
call
you're wrong.
911.
Like, you just walked away. God,
with a smile on. though.
Help!
Oh, well.
you went from one extreme to
Help someone!
And then
Nope,
I'm like,
nothing.
do people just mug people in broad daylight and then look at someone that saw them
And-
mugging them and then keep on
Yeah.
mugging?
In New York, yeah.
Oh,
I think so.
That scene was hilarious.
I was like, it's the middle of the day.
It was in the middle. Someone help!
There were other people. Like, that alley was not closed off.
So they're like, you know what I mean? I don't think it phases them.
I'm like, okay. And then I'm like, Peter, all right, you ain't got your powers, so you might get beat up. Okay, if you don't go step in, fine, you know, I guess. But you could have called the police.
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, he did nothing.
Yeah. He had a few options and he took none of them.
Yeah.
That's pretty bad though. That is pretty bad.
Yeah.
So,
So we established
I
that
think-
the Mary Jane relationship was annoying.
worthless.
We already mentioned not doing the stuff he did when he lost his powers? Yeah, because he jumped off the
Yeah.
building. Yeah.
Yep.
I'm not jumping off a building. That's stupid.
Yeah, probably a bad idea.
Okay. Harry Osborn.
Ah,
Are we going a little too hard here, Harry? I mean, I get you think Spider-Man killed your dad. Okay. Let's talk about this for a second. So you'll be mad and you want revenge. I don't know. There could be a lot of things to clear this up. First of all, you had to know that he was Green Goblin when he got brought back, right?
Mm.
I think that would just answer all questions. I'm like,
Yeah, that would
you
answer
killed my
everything right
dad,
there.
and then I look and he's wearing a Green Goblin suit, and I'm like,
I'm
oh,
like, oh,
okay, well,
okay, I get it.
I get it. I'm not mad at, like, am I upset that my dad is dead? Yes, but you know,
Yeah.
he was a murderer, so like,
yeah.
you're not mad at the cop that shot the serial killer, right? Like, you're
Mhm.
I mean, you can be mad at him, but to hold like this 2-year vendetta
Yeah.
against Spider-Man,
And
just-
it has to kill. I have to kill
yeah,
Spider-Man.
it just doesn't make any sense. And then
Yeah.
so far as that now you're mad at Peter because Peter knows Spider-Man. And I'm like, first of all, guys, this logic makes no sense. So now you're mad at someone who's supposed to be your best friend because he knows Spider-Man. And then
You're
that goes back to
protecting him.
Peter you could have said anything to diffuse this whole situation.
Yeah.
Because 2 years is quite a long time for him to still be acting like a baby over this.
Hey, how
True
about
that.
he said something to diffuse it after Harry found out he was Spider-Man?
I was going to say that, but yeah.
That scene, I'm like, okay, so Harry takes off the mask and is like, oh my God, it's Peter.
Well,
And
no,
then
it can't be.
he goes, you killed my father. And Peter's like, there are more important things right now. I'm like, bruh, one sentence is all you need. Like, actually, I didn't kill him. He killed himself. We'll talk about it after I save
While trying
everybody.
to kill me.
Right.
You know, he was the Green Goblin. He wasn't in his right mind. He hurt himself while trying to get to me. I had nothing to do with it.
He was the freaking Green Goblin. How many
Yeah.
people did he kill while he was the Green
Right, like-
Goblin?
Yeah.
I'm like,
That one sentence, that extra 30 seconds ends everything.
yeah.
You can completely take out there are bigger things happening than me and you and replace it with that.
Yeah.
And
You
you're
know
good.
what else would have diffused it? The butler?
Yeah, I was
Yeah.
going to mention the butler.
Mhm.
Your father only obsessed with his work. You waited until the third movie to be like, he died by his own glider. Dude, you didn't tell me this years ago?
Years ago. He doesn't find out. He doesn't speak up to Spider-Man 3.
Mhm.
Which I'm telling you, everyone in this movie is awful. They're awful people.
I examined your father's wounds.
Everybody?
Like, what
Except
do you
for
mean?
Aunt May.
Aunt May? Okay.
Yeah.
I'm pretty
Oh,
sure.
yeah. Aunt May
Well,
is
also
awesome.
because if you go back to with the reactor, with the fusion, Spider-Man saved him. He said it didn't change anything. His assistant said, Spider-Man saved your life. And he was like, I'm still upset he touched me. Well, okay, sir. That's exactly what he said. This is like, no one is sitting down talking to this dude like, bro, like, okay, I understand you're upset, but look at the whole situation. Just everybody just let him be mad and stew.
I mean, at this point, it's just an ego thing. Like, oh, this doesn't change anything. I'm still going to kill you because you killed my father. You're overlooking everything else.
Yeah.
Or ignoring everything else. Like, okay. So be it then. Come get me.
Yeah. No one in his immediate life helped him at all. They just saw this dude spiral and it was like, okay.
Mhm. I'm like, all right, show up at this apartment. Like, all right, yeah, I'm Spider-Man. Let's go at it then. Let's see who wins. Probably me. But I'll give you a chance. But either way, yeah, it don't make sense, man. Like, I don't know.
It don't make sense at all. I'm like, I don't, but they just let this go on. So, so the good, I don't know, we call them good people. But hey, at least Jameson's consistent. Also Aunt May. We mentioned Aunt May. You know what? I give it up for this actress. I don't remember her name. But
I have no idea.
Don't ask me.
I feel like her speech to get him to become Spider-Man again, I was like, that was really good and actually well delivered. I felt like I was being talked to by like my grandma or something, you know? So I thought that was good. I was like, man, she really put her heart into it, I guess.
No, I think this entire movie, I liked every aspect. Like, she was believable, you know what I mean? Like, her blaming herself for her Uncle Ben's death, which, like, even though it doesn't make sense, like, you can see why she might feel that way. You know, her trying to handle her own financial situation all on her own and all of that. And then, like, even still, while you're hurt when Peter finally admitted what he did, you still, you know, gave him advice that he needed to hear.
Yeah. Well, with that, I kind of like, all right, I get why Peter's saying it's his fault because he let the robber go. But in Aunt May's eyes, right? For Peter, yes, it's my fault because I'm a superhero and I really could have stopped him. But to everyone else's eyes, why would Peter have stopped that robber? This man has a gun. Like, you are, it would be dumb for you to try to stop this robber. Like, it's not worth you losing your life because he stole some money. Like, you let the police handle that. So why would Peter stop him?
I agree. I was thinking the same thing. Like, that doesn't, like, hearing him tell the story from besides I'm Spider-Man aspect of it is just like, if I'm seeing someone rob someone at gunpoint, I am definitely going to walk out the way too, because I'm like, don't pay attention to me.
Yeah, I'll move out the way.
yeah, I'm definitely moving out the way. Like, I mean, I get it. Like, well, Aunt May's like, oh wow, like you were there, you know, and like you weren't where you were supposed to be. That's
Right.
why
That's
Ben was where he was because you weren't where you were
yeah.
supposed to be.
Well, he
That's
was
why I
still
felt
outside
like
the library,
that's
I
where
think,
the
right? But
No, he wasn't.
no, he wasn't.
He
He
wasn't.
wasn't.
Okay.
No.
No. Yeah.
So like that where I can see it's just like it's kind of like a what if, what if I did what I was supposed to do, then whatever.
Yeah.
So I can see how she's like, okay, wow. So it's like you put Ben in a situation he shouldn't have been in.
Right.
Which I mean, even then, like she's not gonna hate her nephew or whatever.
Right,
for the
right. No,
moment, if
I
you
can
will, but,
see I can see you being upset at that moment of saying like, wow, like you said, you put him in harm's way, which was unpredictable, but it's like initially, yeah. But after that, it showed. Like she was like, okay, you can't be beating yourself up.
Yeah, because who
about
could
this.
have known where that Robert was gonna go after he left there?
Yeah.
knows that, right?
Yeah, nobody knows that.
Yeah.
So you can't blame yourself for that. Like, okay, well, if I let him go, he's gonna go to Uncle Ben and he's gonna shoot Uncle Ben. Nobody could have known that.
Because if he knew that, he would have
stopped him.
I'm
Yeah,
gonna make
100%
a
he was
lot
down.
of people mad, but in both iterations, we'll talk about it when we go over Amazing Spider-Man. But both Uncle Bens, they got died. They got died.
They got died.
They got died.
They got died. What color?
They were killed because of their own actions.
I thought the same thing.
Uncle,
yes.
in this movie, Uncle Ben, he's like he's carjacking you, right? And you're like, hold on, son, you don't want to do this. Yo, if someone points a gun to your head and says, "Give me your car," get out of the car and let
get
them
out the
have
car
it.
and give it to him.
It's not worth it. Like, it's honestly not worth it. Let them steal the car. Don't protect your possessions. That's dumb. Your life's more important. So, like, that's why he got shot. And I'm not saying he's in the wrong. I'm saying, like, his actions led to him getting shot. The same thing with the one in Amazing Spider-Man. I forgot exactly what he did, but, like, he tried to stop the robber. And it was like, well, don't. He has a gun.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I agree. I was thinking the same thing. Like, if Ben would have just gave up the car, which is what you're supposed to do, by all means, take my car.
Yeah, you can grab it.
You can
It's
have
yours,
it.
dog.
There you go.
Like, I'm not, like, it's replaceable. I'm
Insurance.
not.
Right. Yeah,
Right.
sure, whatever the case may be. Even if I didn't have insurance, take the car.
Yeah,
I'll
true,
be
yeah.
fine.
Yeah,
I
like,
guess
hey,
I'm
I'll
catching
take
the bus
for however
now.
long it takes to get a new
Right.
car.
At least I'm alive enough
Yeah,
to take
I'm
the
not
bus.
dying over my car.
Yeah.
The actor for Aunt May, Rosemary Harris.
Okay.
That's her name.
Rosemary?
Rosemary. Sorry, that blurred.
Rosemary.
That blurred.
Like, that is really bad.
Sorry. Rosemary
That's not-
Harris.
Someone named Rosemary.
Rosemary.
Yeah. And she's 95.
She said,
Obviously, she was 95.
She's
I've stopped myself. Don't answer it.
she's still alive, yes.
I said, don't answer it.
That was going to be my next question after these just tore her apart.
Oh, goodness gracious.
Come on,
I'm sorry.
Auntie is 80 in this movie. That is his great aunt, not his aunt. Come on.
Yeah, but in the comics, she's like,
Well, I was
super,
wondering,
I don't
I'm
know
like,
why
man,
they
who's your
always
mom?
made his aunt super old. I'm like,
Yeah,
How
in the
old is his
comics,
parents?
she's super old.
Yeah, I don't get that.
Either
so
his
it actually
parents are
makes
really
more
old-
sense in the Marvel Universe version
Yes,
because
It does.
He's older than you.
Yeah, your aunt should be on par with your mother or father's age.
Right.
Because it's one of their siblings.
Right.
yeah, usually,
Not
and most
freaking-
siblings aren't 10 years apart. It can happen, but
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, it
Right.
can happen.
So I'm thinking Peter's parents had him later in life, and then her sister was 20 years older than her.
Mm. Is your Aunt May or is this your Grandma May? It's confusing. It's very confusing, but you know.
well, I mean, we called our great aunt, right? Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, we did.
All right.
Yeah, but-
But how many people are raised by their great aunt? though?
Yeah, to the family.
Yeah,
No other
she's
siblings
the
there?
closest kin. So, I mean, obviously, because if his parents, like, well, in the newer ones, they gave him to Aunt May and Uncle Ben. So,
Yeah. So I mean, it's not impossible.
Yeah,
It's
his
just-
mother and her were sisters, so
Yeah.
Denise is right.
So I think it's just unusual that she's so much older than him.
Yeah, it's just I don't know. Maybe we're just supposed to ignore
But,
that.
I mean, people have giant age gaps in their families, so
They
you
do.
know.
Yeah,
Yeah, my dad's like 14 years older than Uncle Sean.
Right. So
Oh,
I mean,
okay.
in our own family, our dad, oldest brother, is like 18 years older than him. So
That, yeah, well, okay.
yeah.
It makes sense though.
Wow.
so I'm saying the one I say like it's not impossible.
Yeah.
It's not impossible, but it's just like when it comes to like a movie or something, like
It's noticeable.
yeah,
Yeah.
Yeah.
we don't know all their siblings, so did they all pass away? Nobody
All right.
else.
There was
There's
only
nobody
two
younger
of
for
them.
you to give them to.
There's only two of them, her and
Okay.
her sister.
Yeah, see, so quite a gap there.
Quite a gap. I'm not having kids 20 years later. That's insane.
I'm not either. Once 10 years has passed since I had a kid, I'm not having another one.
That means I would have to wait
Hey,
until I'm 46
sorry, buddy.
to have
You're a
another
loner.
kid.
Just saying.
At that point, my kids can raise that kid. Like,
Yeah, right. Got a decade on them.
Yeah.
Like I'm going to work. Feed them and change the diaper, all that, man.
Yeah.
I'll be back.
so, all right. So now we're back on the Doc Ock plot. I think we talked about everybody else pretty much.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Okay.
So we're on Act 3.
Well, I'm gonna talk about a few bits of his plot. First of all, Banks. Why they don't have bags of gold? Like,
Yeah, that was a very comic book thing.
Yeah, but that's very.
I was like, they were just
Yeah.
missing the dollar sign on the bag. Like, also, Spider-Man,
Yeah,
you're
true,
dead.
true.
You got hit in the face with a bag of gold.
Yeah.
Ooh,
Also
yeah.
that.
yeah.
That is true.
Yeah.
Gold is not light.
That and what is the odds of him robbing the same bank that Peter and Aunt May was in order to get their mortgage refinanced? And then also, why did they have to go all the way to Manhattan to go to the bank?
True.
Are there no banks in Queens?
There's got to be banks in Queens.
Maybe her
Also,
bank-
Bank of
Banker.
Queens.
Worked at that bank.
But if I have a mortgage, it's like you didn't get a mortgage at the bank there. It's like I had to go to the Manhattan bank to get my mortgage.
Oh, they had a better chance of getting approved. I don't know.
I don't know. Still, how many banks is in New York? A million?
Probably a billion. One
I
bank
think
per
it's
person.
one is on every block.
Probably. Right next to the
Like,
convenience
what
store.
are the odds?
Also, so Dr. Octavius, why did you rob the bank in the middle of the day? I mean, like, you have super
True.
arms. You could break into the building at night. It would be easier for you.
Yeah.
True.
It would take
know
time
what?
for the police to get there, and you would have already gotten their money.
I'm starting to
That's
think
a good
he's
point.
not that smart. Just think about all the things that we brought out today.
Mhm.
He didn't make any good decisions.
But the arms
After the
was
inhibitor
controlling.
ship got destroyed is when he
Before
started.
and
stop-
after.
Yeah, before,
okay, yeah.
before. I mean,
Yeah.
the fact that he had.
Well, Dan brought
that
out an
anyway.
interesting point. He was like, he's a mad scientist.
Supposed to be a mad scientist.
Until the inhibitor chip got destroyed.
This sounds like some Cartoon Network stuff.
It does.
Just saying.
Well, isn't the arms also supposed to be intelligent?
Yeah, I mean,
Supposed to be.
for computers,
then
I guess.
rob the bank
Computers
after
aren't that
dark.
smart. I don't know why we're all afraid of AI.
I don't think the arms are thinking about daytime or nighttime. They're just thinking about we need this money, so let's go rob this bank.
I mean, still, wait till the doors close. Banks close early.
The arms
You
don't
didn't
know
have to wait
that.
for the sun. You just have to wait till 4 o'clock.
The arms don't know that. Like, wait, hold up. Let's wait till 4 o'clock, y'all. Bank close at 4 o'clock, then we hit it.
Don't the
Oh,
cat
don't
if
think
if
about
they're
that.
controlling his mind, don't they have access to his memories? I mean, you should have that knowledge.
I mean, I don't know, maybe. But maybe.
I mean, in conversations with them, couldn't you say, "Hey, maybe we should wait a couple of hours"?
I think he was the weak link in that. He always got over
Um,
talk. I mean, there's 4 versus 1.
I'm like, the odds of him kidnapping Aunt May, this was so forced because he reached into the crowd to grab Aunt May. Why did he grab the first person in the crowd? He reached into
Right.
the crowd. I'm like,
Mhm.
okay. So it just has to be Spider-Man's aunt, huh?
So, yeah, that's a stretch. Do you think Aunt May survives all of that? We already established she's a little older. A
She,
little
Yeah,
she
later.
can.
95
She
by-
can.
by
You'd
your
be
count.
surprised. You'd be
Really?
surprised. Yeah.
Like I might have a heart attack
You know,
after all
heart
that
might
stuff.
be-
That was a
Giving out.
lot
I
going
mean,
on.
she
Well.
got tossed up and down. She got thrown off a building. I mean, she's falling. She's getting catched. She gets snatched up and stuff. I don't know. I
Very
don't think
bad
she's-
hostage choice because once she dies of a heart attack, you have no leverage anymore.
Yeah, because soon as he let her go, they did start shooting at him.
Yeah. Oh, also,
Yeah, they
Dr.
did.
Octopus
They
is
did.
dead.
Like,
Yes, because he doesn't have superhuman strength.
yeah,
Yeah.
so the
And he's not
first
bulletproof,
punch
though.
that Spider-Man lands on his face, he's dead,
mhm,
right?
he's
See,
dead.
yeah.
Yeah.
I wrote that down. I'm like, so you could take 100 punches from Spider-Man in the face, but you get
Mhm.
done in by an umbrella.
And I'm like, he can
And they
take
did that
100
in slow
punches from
motion, too.
Spider-Man in the face because he's a human.
They did that
with
in
metal
slow
arms.
motion too.
Broke his
Yeah.
glasses. Like glasses, man.
Yeah.
Circle frames.
Yeah. So, yeah, no, he's super dead.
Yeah, I mean, I don't
Super
know
dead.
if the arms are going to control his unconscious body or whatever, but
Yeah. They
Yeah,
did that already.
they did that in the hospital.
okay,
but
yeah.
He's definitely concussed.
he's more than that, right? Shouldn't his brain
his
be
skull
more?
is cracked in.
His
like,
skull is cracked.
Yeah.
Yeah.
like even in this one, Spider-Man like is strong. You can't, like a regular person can't take a punch from him. Like it's not.
Right.
Right.
So yeah, I don't know why his strength level increased because the arms fused to his spine, but I guess that gives you super strength too. So
You think he pulled his punches?
Spider-Man?
Mm.
No,
no.
No.
because he
No,
doesn't.
especially on the
No.
train fight, you could tell he wasn't pulling his punches. I'm like, he was hitting them as hard as he can.
Yeah.
So,
Oh,
also, I wonder, I know the arms are strong. Oh wait, no. Okay, they actually did that right. A lot of the times, one arm stayed down to leverage,
Mhm.
while
Yeah.
the other three were doing stuff. That's
Yeah.
actually pretty good attention to detail.
I was paying attention, ready to call it out, but
Yeah, because I'm like, I mean, I know the arms can pick up a brick, but can you support that? You know?
Yeah, how much would those arms weigh if all four of them were in the air, supported solely by his spine?
Oof. Well, he said they were lightweight.
All that weight is going to sit there on that.
He did say they were lightweight.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
not
Really?
in real life, but for cartoon purposes, yes.
She crawled out of that one, huh? I'm like, oh yeah, they're lightweight, by the way.
What were they?
They're
Were they made
lightweight,
out of
but it-
vibranium?
Everything is
Antimanium.
Yeah, we didn't know, but
whatever makes it indestructible.
No, adamantium's
Right, and-
heavy.
featherweight.
That is true. That is very.
Oh yeah, right. Yeah, because Wolverine is really heavy.
There's metal is heavy.
In general, unless it's aluminum, and that's still heavy if you're talking about making arms out of it.
Yeah. When you use a ton of aluminum,
Yeah.
it still weighs a ton.
It's still. It's
Yeah. Okay.
Just
so
saying.
that his meeting with Harry, I like how he's about to throw Harry off a building, and he's like, "I'll make you a deal." No, there's no leverage here. I either give me the tritium or I kill you. That's the
Yeah.
like.
Yeah, that didn't make any sense because you didn't need Harry.
no,
Right.
that deal was not needed at all.
No, it was just another reason to put Spider-Man and Dr. Octopus against each other because we said it's like this movie wasn't about them.
Right, because it's like, okay, your deal is if you kill Spider-Man, I give it to you. I just kill you and take it.
Yeah.
This
The
solution
middle
is
way.
in that safe that's sitting right here.
Right.
Like he would have found that.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah,
But he
deal
did
not
say.
necessary.
Now he said, "Don't kill Spider-Man," right?
Because
Yeah, 'cause
No,
wanted
he
to
said
bring him
don't
in
kill
because he wanted to
Peter.
kill him.
He said don't kill both, but he said don't hurt Peter, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's the last thing
Um,
he yelled out the window as he was
Yes,
walking away.
I know exactly what you're about to say.
So before you even talk to Peter to figure out where Spider-Man is, you threw a car into the window. Now, if he wasn't Spider-Man, he would have died.
Yeah,
Yeah.
And you would have never got the information you needed.
exactly. Yeah. I agree. I was like, well, that was extreme.
Where's Spider? Oh,
Ooh, oh.
Threw an entire
Maybe I
car at
should
this
have
guy.
did something different here. And then you threw him into the wall where the wall crumbled on top
Mhm.
of him. So, like, again, if he wasn't Spider-Man, he'd be dead.
He's dead.
How
Mhm.
was no one questioning how Peter survived these things?
Also, no one saw Peter break through all that rubble.
Because he was so extra about it.
Oh,
both arms, both legs.
Oh my god! Nobody saw him and be like, "Yo, did this man just like break through a bunch of bricks?" Like,
They were lightweight bricks, though.
oh yeah, definitely.
The bricks were lightweight.
So I'm like, okay. Oh, I have a question about the arms with Doc Ock. So they were made to contain a fusion reaction. Mm-hmm. Why do they have knives?
Ask Sam Raimi about that. He's the one who wanted knives, so they got knives.
Because I'm like, what did that have to do with the use that you made them for? I'm just confused at why you put knives inside of it. It's almost like you want it to become a supervillain.
Well, it's almost like, why should you give it an AI?
Yeah.
Yeah. True that.
All right, so he kidnaps a Mary Jane. He gets his tritium, and now he's building his son again.
For some reason.
Mm-hmm. Spider-Man horribly sneaks in.
Has to.
Mm-hmm.
And then non-whispers to Mary Jane. I'm like, you're so bad at this.
That was not a whisper.
Oh my goodness. And then Mary Jane, of course.
The New York whisper.
Mary Jane. I forgot, because before this, she's like, "Oh, I think he's Spider-Man," and I'm going back and why are y'all trying to be in a relationship? Is my question. It don't make any sense. But okay. So apparently she knew he was Spider-Man this whole time. Or
I guess. I mean, you
Figured out at some point.
At this point, I'm glad you finally figured it out.
Right.
Yes,
And
good for you.
to me, that doesn't make me, well, I'm gonna go back to him and tell him, like, you really do love me, Peter. I got time for that.
So I realized in both these movies, Spider-Man's villain killed themselves, and Spider-Man did not defeat them. He did not beat Green Goblin, and he did not beat Doc Ock.
No.
Interesting.
But in a way, didn't he?
Oh, he beat him with words. He did beat him with words.
Mentally, or however you want to look at it.
Leading to one of my favorite parts of the movie. Listen to me now.
Listen to me now. And then the arms look at each other without eyes, by the way.
Yeah,
but they look at each other.
They have
look
cameras.
At him. Yeah.
Oh, yes, right.
Sometimes we got the camera view.
Yeah.
Okay. I forgot about that. Never mind. Scratch that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So
but anyway, look at me now and go ahead.
Yeah. Oh, so he breaks through. He convinces Doc Ock not to continue with the experiment, and he drowns the star. Would that work?
I don't think so. But
I don't think so.
Sure. I didn't. I'm not sure that will work.
I don't think. Yeah.
Because I think, if I remember correctly in the movie, the star ended up fizzling out as it went drowned. Like, it didn't stay like glowing and everything all the way down.
Yeah.
Right.
Well,
So
did it? I don't know.
I'm trying to think.
I don't know.
The last scene, isn't it still a giant orange ball
Yeah.
under the
as
water?
he's going down into the water. Yeah, maybe I'm remembering it wrong.
Remember what? Apparently, drowning kills it. Sure.
All right.
I'm with
Unlimited
Dan.
power, right?
I don't think that's how that works with
I don't think
stars.
it will work, but whatever.
I think it still grows.
Right.
It's just now it's just growing in the middle of the bay.
I mean, volcanoes can erupt underwater.
Yes.
So
Because it's hotter.
Yeah.
Here.
Mhm.
Yes.
So
So
you're talking
imagine-
about plasma, right? That's what we're working with. I'm
and
pretty sure.
unlimited power.
Actually, isn't plasma what they use underwater? Because the water
Yeah.
can't put it out.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, like plasma cutters and stuff like that.
So
So-
yeah, no.
Yeah, that doesn't make sense.
Yeah, no.
They had a way to end the movie.
Okay.
Okay.
All right, but so that it was Spider-Man 2. Oh, Mary Jane left her fiance at the altar.
Can we talk about her
Yeah.
now?
Oh, okay. All right. What do we
I
got?
do
I
not
thought we
like
talked
this
about it.
Well, I mean, I know, but okay. Well, I'll save it for random movie facts. I got a good random movie fact about her.
Okay.
Okay. Well, let's go to random movie facts.
Okay, great. Let's talk about MJ.
Random
movie facts.
That was
Okay.
so in sync, guys. You guys are in the same place, by the way.
Okay, so we already
Between the
brought
lines here.
up that we don't like this relationship. She's a pretty awful person. So in the script, it makes it even more awful because she doesn't like this John character, as she obviously didn't like Harry in the first movie. But she only agreed
Which is
to
the same in the comic books.
right. She
Mhm.
only agreed to marry John was to make Peter see what he was missing out on.
So
Yes.
you marry him?
Right. So
Hey man,
I'm
there are
like,
people like that in real life though.
Yeah.
That's some dedication.
awful people.
Yeah.
It's like that in the comic books. Like, that's why I was never a fan of Mary Jane in the Spider-Man comic books. Like, yes.
You marry him?
Yeah.
And then my thing is, you don't love this man. Peter finally said, "Okay, I do love you." Why are you still going through with the wedding?
Yeah. Just to stand
You
up.
just to pick this man up. He deserved better.
Definitely did.
He did.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yeah, because
That's
she would
how-
have decided while they were hanging
And
on
if
that
I was
web, right?
Exactly.
yeah.
She knew exactly what she was going to do then.
If I was Jonah, Peter don't have a job.
That's true.
Seriously, Jonah is that petty.
Mhm.
Peter don't have a job.
Definitely.
Rightfully
Yeah.
so.
And Peter's not smart
deserve
enough
that.
to sue him because you should be able to sue for that.
He
But-
doesn't have a backbone enough to sue.
well, technically, he doesn't work for him. He's freelance.
Yeah, he's
Oh,
freelancer.
he's a
Yeah, he's
freelancer.
But always just not give him jobs. He
Yeah.
runs the newspaper.
Yeah. Oh, but he makes
He
most
can
of his
work
money
for
off the
another
pictures of
newspaper.
Spider-Man.
Yeah, you could.
So you don't give up your money.
Oh.
Daily Bugle is now the only
Right.
newspaper in
Right.
Spider-Man land or whatever.
Apparently it is. Just the New York
Spider-Man
Times
land?
isn't hiring.
New York?
You know, he did say Spider-Man land.
Spider-Man world. But I know it's Manhattan, but still, in Spider-Man's Manhattan.
Oh, okay.
Spider-Man Manhattan.
All right. You got more facts?
Yes, I have more facts.
You see that notebook there? Front and back. Did some homework.
Okay, this was actually the lowest grossing film in the trilogy.
Really?
I know.
Oh,
see, right?
really? That's surprising. Lower than Spider-Man
It is.
3. That
Yeah,
should
3?
have been the lowest
But
grossing.
remember, think about it. After 2, everyone really liked 2. Everyone's going to go see 3, right?
Ah,
I went
yeah.
to see 3 thinking
Yeah.
it was going to be good.
Right.
did too.
Because of the Venom.
And then left the movie theater like, wow.
Yeah, we almost walked out before the movie was over. We were like, this is terrible.
Did you see what the highest grossing movie was for that year?
Lord of the Rings.
Oh, well.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, that's not making more than Lord of the Rings.
Yeah.
That and Shrek 2, I think.
Okay. Yeah, Shrek as well. Yeah.
Shrek 2
Shrek was a good movie. Yeah, it was a good movie.
Okay. So, in early drafts of this movie, the Black Cat was going to be a major character, and
Mm.
I would have wanted to see that.
Oh, yeah.
I still want to see a
that
Black
too.
Cat. If they do another
Yeah,
Tom
they-
Holland movie, I
Yeah.
like since he's
Felicia
not with-
Hardy. I was like, I had to think of her name.
Yeah.
Yeah, that would have been dope because we have not had that in any of the universes yet.
Oh, and
Yeah.
I guess we're not going to get her.
No.
Unless we can get it with the Tom Holland.
Wait, have you heard
Is there
about?
really another Tom Holland movie?
Yeah.
I think they are. Doing
They already
that.
wrote it. They already wrote the
wrote it?
story.
Mm-hmm.
Is it connected to the MCU?
First of all,
or it is
let's
just a Sony
let's
thing?
mention this. Sony is not
Loosely.
going to stop making Spider-Man movies. It's their only movie
Right.
they make
Yeah,
that
no.
makes money. So
Yeah.
Yeah.
Spider-Man 5, 6, and 7.
now, if Tom Holland
Who's in?
continues, because he's mentioned he didn't really want to do it much more, but come on, he's gonna get paid.
Yeah.
So
It's money, dog. You gonna do it again.
I see him doing 2 more movies.
yeah,
I don't.
at that point he's too old.
can see
Not
two
that
more.
he's too old, but he's losing the. I
Well, he's
look
not
like
a
a
kid
teen.
anymore. Like, so
Yeah.
we can stop pretending that he's a kid because he's not.
I don't think he's going to be a kid in the next
But
one.
they're
Well, no,
already
he's out
going
of
to
school.
MIT
Or, like,
now.
portrayal
So they're
of a
in
kid.
college now. Like they're
Yeah.
all
He's not a
grown.
kid in college.
They're just some
You-
grown
you-
looking
you know,
people. in
18
college.
between 18
Yeah.
and 22.
Yeah,
Yeah.
he'll be in college
He's
like
not a
8 years.
kid.
No, unless you're becoming a doctor or something.
Yeah.
But 22 is pretty young.
Yeah, but you
Yeah,
still don't look
but
like
it's
a
not a
teen all the
kid.
time.
Yeah, not
So
like-
it's still
Yeah.
believable if they look like an adult in college.
Yeah.
beards, mustaches.
And 20.
Tom Holland has a young face.
He
Don't
does.
look 22.
Maybe not, but maybe in the movie, he can play it well, especially with his voice.
I'm just saying.
Does he sound 22?
I mean, but what does that mean? Because some people have deep voices and some people don't.
Some people
True.
don't. He don't got that like grown man voice.
No, he
I don't
doesn't.
think it's gonna change.
But I think we could
He
just
doesn't have the Vin range.
just skip the
No.
college years. It's not necessary, and make him however age Tom Holland is.
Oh, it is not.
But I feel like in
Well, they gotta
superhero
skip
world,
ahead a
it
lot
doesn't
to do
matter.
that. I don't think they're gonna do that.
Say what now, dear?
They would have to skip ahead a lot of years. So Sony needs to make a movie, I think, every 2 years.
But think about it. Where the last movie ended, you have room to skip ahead.
I mean, true, you can.
I mean,
skip ahead, but not
story-wise,
like-
yes.
not like a decade. Though.
A decade is gonna take him 10 years to come out
Well,
with
if
another
will you
movie.
He
feel
was a
better if he's
senior in the last
25?
movie. So
But
you're
I'm
talking
saying
about
is-
18? That is a decade.
I don't think his age matters anymore.
Okay,
Yeah.
you're saying just don't
Right?
focus on it.
Just don't. It doesn't.
I mean,
matter.
Oh, yeah,
like,
yeah.
Because like their past.
Well, yeah, he's on his own
Yeah.
now anyway. This is the Spider-Man you get in the cartoon, our
Right.
90s
Yeah.
cartoon.
So his age it doesn't matter anymore. So
No.
he can be however old.
Okay.
It doesn't matter.
I
But
still want Black Cat though, because he doesn't have a love interest right now, and I think instead of going back to Mary Jane, it would be good to put Black Cat in there.
Yes.
I
would be
agree.
cool.
I've always liked that relationship a lot better than the Mary Jane relationship.
Yeah. I liked his relationship with Gwen Stacy better too. I'm talking about like in the comic books, but I mean, I know in the comic books she dies.
I mean,
See, I don't know
she
nothing
dies
about
at
Gwen
any
Stacy.
time, unless it's the universe where she becomes Spider-Man or Spider-Woman.
Right. Yeah, yeah. In every Spider-Man universe, Gwen Stacy dies.
Okay, well, that's unfortunate. Feel bad for Gwen Stacy.
So
Honestly, that's how he ends up with Mary Jane because Gwen Stacy's not there anymore.
Remember that
Shame.
second
He was
best
with
time.
Gwen Stacy first. Yeah.
Didn't know that.
Yeah.
any other random movie
Rebound.
facts?
Yes, Jameson's son in the comics is a villain. Someone
Is he?
called
Oh
Manuel?
yeah,
Yeah.
I
Yup.
remember that.
Yes, he is.
Never even heard of this Manuel
Man.
person.
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, he's not a major villain, but yes, he is a villain. Yep, I knew that.
They did not.
We mentioned how the octo arms or whatever are a mixture of practical effects and CGI. So it took 4 persons each to move the little arms.
With each arm.
Uh-huh.
For
So
each
16
arm.
people.
Look, 4 each.
Yeah.
So 16 people.
To move his arms.
Sure, yes.
Okay.
Yeah, because they had to control like the arms opening and stuff too. So you had someone controlling that. You had the people moving it around and stuff. So
That's
yeah.
a lot of work.
A lot of work. So the hospital scene had to be toned down to make sure it kept it PG-13
PG-13.
rating. 'Cause
I can
that.
see it
Yeah, I can see
being a lot worse than that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep, I could see that.
Yeah.
Going at that Daredevil level.
Definitely. So apparently tritium is a real thing.
Yes.
Not made up for the comics. I know, right? And which is why I'm convinced he's not a smart person. You can make it.
But he's a
And he's a
scientist.
scientist.
Right, because they kept saying it's like there's only so much of it, and it's like okay, but you can.
Oh, okay. Don't worry
synthesize
about it. I'll
it.
just make my own.
Yeah, no, he can just make
So
it.
he didn't
Like-
need the money.
So like if somebody said,
No, he
I only
needed the
have
money.
so
for
Well, I
the
mean,
rest
he
of the
needed.
equipment.
Yeah, you're right about that.
Yeah, so
but
you didn't need that whole Harry go kidnap Spider-Man thing.
you can make your.
Yeah, you can make it.
So if I said I only have so much Kool-Aid, this is the
Me too,
last
because
Kool-Aid.
this is the Kool-Aid.
Like, oh man, how much money you want for it? Make your own Kool-Aid. Okay. Well, yeah. I guess he's
There's
not.
only so much Kool-Aid on the planet.
Wow, that's embarrassing.
okay.
You got suckered into that one.
All right, are we ready for nitpicks? That was my last movie fact.
Okay.
Pick some
All right.
nits.
Pick some nits.
Pick some nicks.
So at the beginning of the movie, he's on the verge of getting fired for being late again.
Mm.
The guy's like, you got 8 minutes to deliver these pieces 41 blocks. Did he really think Peter was about to deliver that? Why not just fire the man and stop playing his games?
That's true.
Yeah.
Why you put him through that?
It's
Why you
true.
put him through that?
Maybe he
how
should-
did, I
it's
always
that petty.
wonder how he ended up in the broom closet. How'd you get into the broom
Yes.
closet?
Yeah, how did he get
Did the closet
And
have
the lady doesn't question.
another entrance?
exactly both those things? I wrote those
Also,
both down.
me being in the building doesn't count as the piece of being there.
No,
on
you
time?
got to deliver it to the person.
You got to give it to
And
the
then when
person.
he's giving it to her and not the people in the apartment.
Well, if it's a door person, like you do have to check in.
Yeah, but your clock is still ticking until you hand it to me, not the lady downstairs.
Maybe it's just one of those things.
I don't know.
Also,
Maybe
man,
those
you got a
things are just-
49 minute or less in New York as like it's not crowded. Like,
Yeah.
Well, the slice of pizza that he took from that dude, did he put that back in the box?
yeah, nah. That
All
ain't
right.
good.
'Cause I mean,
That thing got all kinds of
It's got
bugs.
dude's
webs
hands on
on
it, it's
it.
covered with webs. He just put it back in the box.
That pizza is gross because first of all, it's all jumbled.
Did you see the first and last box?
Yeah,
It was all
crushed.
crumbled and crushed.
It was crushed. None of that pizza looks good when you open that box.
No,
It's impossible.
He was upside down and stuff.
Mm-mm.
All your toppings is all smeared now.
At one time, he threw it in the air.
No, like
So-
like Peter, just you deserve to get fired.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Dude. Find another job.
Yeah. Yeah. Did you recognize the actor?
Yeah, she's from Bones.
Bones.
Yeah.
Yep.
Oh, the lady at the
Mhm.
desk. Yeah.
Mhm.
So both Peter and Aunt May got some financial issues. Want to combine living situations?
Maybe.
I'm
Maybe
just
it's still
saying.
not enough.
Maybe
It's
but
New York, so yeah,
It's
maybe.
better
it's better.
together.
I'm just saying
Sure.
that is an option.
Share a carton of eggs. It would be easier. I
me
get
so
6,
you
you
can
get 6. Don't take from my eggs.
Hey, you know what, man? Move to a lower cost of living area.
So
Right,
Peter moves from Manhattan to Queens with his aunt.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Well,
It's
with
not
you.
like you go to school anyway.
Right.
That and I mean Queens is only like what
There's
15
no
miles away.
on-campus dorms. Why is he staying in an apartment?
How come he doesn't have a
Can't afford it.
scholarship?
Yeah,
Right,
that
he's
smart.
super
very
smart.
So he should have a scholarship. I would think.
Well, how he's living, he probably missed the deadline.
Oh yeah, true. He can't even turn his assignments.
He
on
can't
time,
even turn
so-
his papers in on time.
Yeah, that's right about that. Maybe he had a scholarship but lost it.
Okay. I got one. So once again, Peter tells MJ, I don't want you in my life. So then he goes have dinner with Doc Ock and his wife and says, you know, how do you get a girl? And he's like, oh, poetry. You didn't need that because you already had the girl.
True.
Like, why are you trying to win a girl over you rejected?
True that.
True.
Yeah. And then he tried to go over the poetry at the wrong time.
That was so.
Oh yeah, she
Yeah.
cut him
That
off.
was so stupid.
I've been
Your eyes like sapphires in the. Oh, shut up, Peter.
Exactly. He deserved that. Shut up.
yes.
Okay. So we talked about him finding time to go to this play, which would have been at any time.
Yeah.
So of course he shows up late again. You're Spider-Man. Sneak into the play.
Yes.
True that.
Also that.
The whole time I watched that scene, I
Yeah,
kept saying
bathroom
to
window.
myself, leave out and sneak in through like the emergency exit or something.
It's something.
The fire escape.
The
I mean,
fires, yeah.
Yeah,
The
that's
guy
a good
said
point.
no. I mean, it's all over.
If she's in the play, she really focused on who's in the audience?
No, you
See
shouldn't
this?
be looking
He's a
at the
horrible
audience at
actor.
all.
Shouldn't the audience be like
Dark?
darkened? Like
It
you
is
can't
hard
really
to
them?
see. To be honest, yeah, it's hard to see who's in the audience.
Oh, I wrote that down, but I didn't want to say because I've never been in a play. But I'm like, can you really
No, them
see
stage,
who's in the
them
audience?
stage lights
they
are
dim the
super
lights.
bright.
Like even in the audience, it's
Yeah.
hard to tell who's in the audience.
Because they don't want you to be distracted by the audience.
Yeah.
It's the illusion
Yeah.
thing.
Yeah,
Yep.
so
Yeah.
you
Like
got
when
the
we-
like the door
lights.
dude's it.
When I was in the fashion show, it was like,
Mhm.
no, I couldn't
Yeah.
see. I couldn't see or hear. Like I heard like the roar of the crowd,
Mm.
but I couldn't hear. My
Yeah.
mom was talking about some. She was yelling my name. I didn't hear nothing.
I didn't hear none of that. But it distracts you from what you're supposed to be doing.
Yeah. Which goes to my point. She's a horrible actor.
She is a horrible actor, and I think they're
Every
right to
time
fire
she
her in
gets
the third
distracted,
movie.
your lines.
Lines. It's like, oh, that's crazy or something like that.
Yeah. I'm glad.
It's almost like
I am
it was played by a horrible actor.
I want my money back.
You said it was almost like it was played by a horrible actor.
Any other nitpicks?
Yes. So they said that without Spider-Man, crime was up 75%.
Yeah,
There's no way
bruh.
Spider-Man was claiming that. It's not possible.
75%.
It's New York.
Well, maybe it's because they knew that Spider-Man, because he did
He's not
post that
Batman.
Spider-Man is gone.
Yeah, right. They're not scared of you like Batman. So
Like they're not looking in the shadows as Batman there or as Spider-Man there.
right. Spider-Man gonna come out that dark corner.
Where I would see his bright red and blue suit.
His eyes probably glowing.
Okay, so we talked about how Peter refused to save that man getting beat up in the alley.
Help!
Apparently, in the comic books, he does help the guy, just not in the movie.
Okay.
But that leads me to the other thing where he did decide to save the kid in the fire. Good job. But then he gets all depressed because someone dies in a fire.
Yo, you saved somebody. Though.
And I'm like, even if you were Spider-Man, you cannot save a person you don't know was there.
That's true.
Right.
And your spider sense doesn't tell you where people are. Like,
Right.
Right.
And then if you're focused on saving the girl, you probably wouldn't have had time to save the man. So it
Right.
just didn't make
I
sense.
have
You
a
have
nitpick about that scene.
Oh.
Did the Chance just leave their child in a burning building?
Of course they did. How
It's
else was
like they
Spider-Man
can't.
gonna
They
save
said they can't find their kid. Well, why are they outside?
Yeah, why are you out here?
You can't find your kid. Why are you outside the building? Like, look, if my house is on
we thought
fire
maybe
right
you guys
now,
got him already.
I'm getting
Right.
my kids first.
In real life, the parents die with the kids.
Yeah.
Right.
If not, they are the number one suspect of this fire.
Exactly. I'm like, my kid in there, I'm not coming out without my kid.
Yeah, I'm like,
If
they're
we
waiting
die together,
outside
we're
the
the number
building
one
looking like,
suspect.
oh my gosh. Like,
Like, so
why
you're out
aren't
here,
you
your
in
kid's
there
in the
looking
building.
for your kid?
Okay, we're gonna need you guys to step up into the police vehicle, please. Hands behind your back.
We're going to need to take you down to the station for questioning.
Horrible.
Yeah, that doesn't make sense.
Yeah, agreed.
Worst
Okay.
parents of the year.
So Harry is trying to find Spider-Man. He's like, oh, where is he? If you know Peter already knows where Spider-Man is, wouldn't you have just followed Peter to Spider-Man? Isn't that what you told Doc Ock to do?
Yeah.
True that.
Try that.
Yeah, true.
What
Well, he
else was
said
he doing?
Peter wouldn't tell him, so maybe.
So
he
just
thought-
follow him.
You follow him.
Hey, please tell me. I said follow him.
All
Yeah.
right, all right.
Do that. Like,
Yeah.
I mean, Peter probably wouldn't have told Doc Ock either. He just followed him.
Okay, so this is my last one. So on the train scene, which was pretty decent or whatever, he's on top of the train. He takes his mask off. Kids get that mask to give it back to him while he's inside the train. That
Yeah, where
mask is
where
gone.
did they get that mask from?
It's gone.
Because the train was moving when he took that mask off.
Yeah.
So it's not like he set it down and it just stayed there.
At least he had a good reason for taking his mask off. Like in these new Marvel movies, I have to admit,
Yeah.
like, everybody takes their mask off for no reasons. Just like,
Yeah.
hey, face.
And It's distracting.
Mhm.
Like in
Yeah.
the Ant-Man movie, they took their helmets off so much. I'm like, just leave them off.
Mhm.
Yeah, so so at least it was a good reason. Didn't he get hit by like some embers or something?
Yeah, it was all burnt up. He probably couldn't see.
Mhm.
Yeah.
So it made sense. I'm just saying them kids don't have that mask.
No, they
And
definitely
And the whole
don't.
world know who Spider-Man is.
Yeah. Oh man, we didn't
Yeah.
talk about that scene. Good scene. Remember,
That was a
memorable
good scene.
Yeah.
Yeah, that train scene was pretty dope. That was good. That was
Yeah.
good.
Although that first time where he's like trying to stop it with like his body weight, I'm like, that was stupid.
Oh, when he put his feet down on the track?
Yeah.
Yeah, that was.
And,
Then
like,
he
the
grabbed
guy-
his knee when he, oh. Like,
Yeah,
you think?
Yeah, like what made you think you were strong enough to stop a train?
Yeah.
Any other bright ideas?
Well, I mean,
Like, yeah, I was with that guy. Like, well, that was dumb.
Yeah, right. Like, awesome. Yeah.
Do you?
I don't think he did.
no.
And then, like, immediately after that, he was like, okay, well, I guess I'll try this. But yeah, that was a bad idea. I honestly think that he's more badly hurt than it let on. Because, I mean, Spider-Man strong, sure. But this
Yeah.
is a train.
Yeah, nah. Spider-Man, his back is broke.
Yeah. Back broke,
Yeah.
knees shattered.
Oh yeah, with the webs and like, oh
Mhm.
man, He got 2 dislocated shoulders.
Easily. Like I mean, maybe I just don't know how strong Spider-Man is, but
No one knows how strong Spider-Man is.
Yeah,
that's how they get away with it.
it's up and down. Wasn't it
Yeah.
supposed to be 100 men? Or is it 10 or 100?
No, it was 10 because then a spider can lift 10 times his weight or something.
Okay, so
Something like that.
man, I
No,
guess
Ant-Man.
technically Ant-Man
about to
should
give
be
y'all
better.
the exact-
Ants can live. Like
No, ant power is simply talking to ants.
I know he should
Giving
have
strength.
ant strength though. That would make
he's
him
like an
super strong.
Aquaman just with ants. Well, that sucks.
No, I don't know, man. Ants are useful. I'm with Hank Pym on this one.
I'm fine. They're always around, so that's cool.
There's
Yeah.
always ants.
Yeah, true that.
And I could do
Oh,
it in. I
different
could
types
use,
of
like
ants.
I could use it anywhere. Like Aquaman's got to be by water to talk to fish.
That is the downside, right? I mean, you don't know, you can take someone's goldfish and do something with it. I mean, I'll be pretty disappointed. Like, I got
Have
something
to
for the
take
goldfish.
the tank until you have the need for the goldfish. Or like a plastic bag and hold them in. Like, hey, I got goldfish.
So okay,
Wanna
so if
see what I
it's
can do
10
with these.
men, yeah, 10 men can't stop a train.
I think it's 10 men. I don't know.
It's good. I don't know.
So
It's
inconvenient.
100 man. That's pretty.
It said it allows him to lift 10 tons or more as if he's in rage or under extreme stress, allowing him to perform even greater levels of his superhuman strength, allowing him to unleash his powerful punches and kicks.
Well, what is his superhuman strength, though?
I'm going with the 10 tons or more, which I think that train is pushing forth more than that.
You're definitely more
definitely.
than 10 tons.
Definitely.
Yeah.
So
Because, I mean, think about it with the things he struggles with. I mean, granted, his power fluctuates in movies and comics and stuff.
It does.
But it's like things like, oh, this metal beam is really heavy, MJ. Let's stop staring at each other.
Yeah.
So if that's a struggle, you're not stopping a train.
Right.
Yeah, they also said that he can run at superhuman speeds about 200 miles per hour.
We
What?
we don't.
It
know.
is unknown and undetermined
When?
on how fast he can run,
okay,
but his speed is only best known for his web swinging.
okay. Spider-Man is faster than a car. I've never seen that. Never.
Never,
No.
never.
He can run like an Olympic athlete. Like that should be it.
Right.
Okay, I'll be fine with that.
Yeah.
And he can jump high, sure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They say he's 25 times agile
Okay.
than the
I'm with
average
that.
human.
Okay. Yes.
And yeah, they said that he's so fast that he can appear or disappear in a blur,
Out of here.
and
Okay. Ooh,
and
did
even
Marvel write
capable of
this?
attacking his
this
even
Wikipedia?
capable of attacking enemies quickly in seconds in hand-to-hand
Is
combat.
this from Wikipedia?
Yeah.
I don't trust it.
I can see him attacking enemies quickly, but not that fast.
Not that fast. You're telling me he's like the Flash?
Yeah, basically.
No, they have never shown that.
Ever.
I do feel like not that fast, but his speed is not always proportionate either. Because it's like
faster.
he dodges some things, but some things he doesn't, and I'm like, that doesn't make
Well,
sense.
see,
He
now
should be
that's-
able
Like in
to
the back,
dodge.
That's
just tossing all
different.
them bags at him.
That's different. You're talking about
You
like
too, right? Like sometimes you can catch something, sometimes you drop it.
That's regular human beings.
and then I don't think
Just
that's
watch
the
the NFL.
same thing as running speed, right? Like quickness
Yeah.
and
I got
dodging
you.
punches is not the same as running. I would get that, like,
Mhm.
oh, he can. First of all, he has a spider sense. You don't need to be fast.
Yeah,
I
they
mean,
showed that in
you
the first
kind of
one.
need to be fast, but you don't need to be like superhuman fast if you know where everything's
Well,
coming from.
Right. If I know it's coming, it's easier for me to dodge it.
Right.
Yeah.
But that's
Yeah,
But
no.
200
that's
miles an
ridiculous.
hour, that's look. Spider-Man's my favorite
No.
superhero, and
But I'm like,
gonna
that don't
call
even
BS
make
on
sense
that.
because I'm like, he doesn't run. He web swings.
Yeah, he never runs.
You never. That and spiders aren't that fast. I catch them all the
I
time.
mean, some of them are pretty quick.
Some of them are pretty fast.
Yeah, that when you miss it, and
When
then
they
you're like,
scurry
oh, it's
about.
still, it's gone now.
Yeah, don't miss.
Yeah,
Yeah.
if you miss, then it's over. That's it for you.
I don't know. You probably should just leave the spider alone. It's not gonna do anything.
Oh, I'm sorry. You're in my domain. You gotta go.
Yeah, if you're in the house, I'm like, yeah, I gotta get rid of you. If you're outside,
They
cool,
keep
you
all
do
the
what you
other bugs out.
want. Not so far, because I've seen spiders, and then I've seen other bugs also in the house. So you're not doing your job.
I don't.
You're just sitting here in this corner and waiting for them to come to you. They're not coming to you. Like,
Let me not crawl in this corner where I see the fuse.
Right. Like you have to go get them, and you're not doing that. So death to you. But anyway, I digress.
So that was it for me. That was my last
That
one.
was it. Okay.
Okay.
I remember what I was about to say. All right, never mind.
I guess we can rank the movie then.
Yeah, let's rank the movie. I'd pay for that. I mean, it's still like I would still want to see this movie. So I guess I'm gonna give it I'd pay for that. It's a lower one though. It's a lower one.
Okay. I'm like, you seem a little bit on the fence about this.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go with Watch My Folding Clothes. I was bored.
First
Are
half
you
of this
also
movie
hungry?
was boring.
Her stomach was growling.
She was rubbing her stomach while she said it.
So yeah, I was bored. I actually stopped watching it and had to finish it another day.
Oh, wow.
Oh wow.
I mean, I'd say I'd pay for that. I mean, I still like the movie. Can't, you know.
I will also give it I pay for that.
Okay. Well, you heard it here first. It's an I pay for that for
Got a
for
very
you
hungry. I'd pay for that.
So we would apparently pay for Spider-Man 2. Would we pay for Spider-Man 3? Find out in the future. No, okay.
No, I mean, yeah, we'll tell you later.
Find out
but
in the future.
I think not.
Did I
have
pay
a
for
feeling.
Spider-Man 3? Sadly, yes.
Unfortunately, yes.
Yeah.
And I'm still in the process of suing that movie theater for allowing me to do that.
So
Y'all knew this movie sucked.
anyhow, let us know what you thought about Spider-Man 2. It's a very popular movie. Do you still enjoy it? Have you seen it in a while? Does it stand up in 2022, 2023 for you? So let us know in the comments below. Of course, hit the subscribe button and hit the notification bell so you know when we post new podcasts. And of course, we will catch you next time.